Good evening, my fellow panelists and ladies and gentlemen. I am going to talk about how the IT, what will be the role of the IT and what we need to do in relationship with the education sector. So on the panel I see we have a lot of administrators, Secretary of Higher Education and from the ET department and others who are present, who are giving a focus more on the administration side. So largely in education today, we have been using the information technology for the administration purpose, which means managing the student life cycle from the day he joins till he passes out, from the day we start our program till we close the program. So those are the kind of things which are focusing on. So be it in the higher education or be it in the primary education, this is what we are focusing on. And even here, the successes seem to be still, still experimental, because many of the things we are trying, some of them have become successful, some of them are still experimental, haven't really rolled out to a large extent. So that is where we are. But my concern would be that IT plays a much bigger role than just administration of institutions. IT is about how do I deliver content to the students. So OPEPA is doing some of those experiments. I would not say it has become still a great success, but the experiments are going on, little by little they are doing it. So in engineering education, for example, there is this NPTEL experiment which was done by under the MHRD, and many of the IITs and IISc and other institutes, they got together and they prepared those videos. And if you have seen those videos, I mean, I have tried to sit through one lecture, and I found that after about 5 or 7 minutes, it was actually very difficult to sit through that. It was getting so boring, and just was not able to engage and keep the interest going after that. And I was thinking from a student's point of view, even if I give the video, will he sit through, let's say, 6 hours of lecture every day like this? Very difficult, very. So it's not that the professors are bad, professors are very good, but the video and the way it was presented was not engaging enough. And today, when you have MTV and the Star TV producing content with such high quality, so anything less than that will not actually be sufficient as far as engaging the content is concerned. I was also had the opportunity to go through a particular course very recently. It's an online course offered by a professor of Michigan University on the online mode. So just watch the videos and do something. And in one evening, I started watching the video at about 8 o'clock, and I continued watching till 11 o'clock continuously, just to show that it was engaging enough. If somebody says, okay, I will skip my dinner till 11 o'clock, I will wait for my dinner till 11 o'clock and go on watching it. It just shows how engaging it is. And 2 days ago, the same professor was giving a lecture on blended learning, and he was saying that my entire investment in producing this video from the University of Michigan was that he bought a camera for $99, which is about, say, 5,000 rupees, and a microphone, high quality microphone for about $200, and that's all the investment he had. Other things are computer, etc., everybody has. And for every 1 hour of lecture that he was producing, he was taking maybe about 3-4 hours, because preparing the script and etc. And he had 2 graduate students to help him out in that production. And outstanding stuff, in the sense you could sit through the whole thing. If you are interested in that topic, you could sit through the lecture for 2 or 3 hours. But in the lecture he said most people don't have patience, so what I did was I broke down my lecture into 4 or 5 pieces, starting with 5 minutes, going maximum up to 15 minutes. Nothing was actually more than that, and everything would completely cover one simple concept very nicely. And even with the breaking down, we could sit through. So there is a lot of learning that is involved. It's not that I need to be good at my subject. It's not that I am good in the classroom, but I must also be good at delivering the same thing in a new media. So I have seen these IIT professors who give it in the NPTEL. They are used to talking to a classroom, and now they are facing a camera. Camera has no emotions. The professor also has no emotions. They are just looking at each other as though one wall, is blinking at the other, that kind of thing. So therefore, what is happening is that we are missing out. When we talk about ICT, we get narrowly focused on a few things and we are missing out some of these important things. For example, we say we must use internet, it must be animated, it must be interactive, but does all this is actually required? Can we not use something simpler and still make a bigger impact? I was thinking that, I see how much money OPEPA is spending by supplying computers, developing content and things like that. They are doing it. What if we use a satellite TV? Odisha Education Department has a channel and we create content and beam it through a satellite TV using your Tata Sky or whatever, and you reach out to everyone. Why should we say that we have to have internet in every school? It's much easier to provide a satellite TV to every place rather than making internet available to every school. But somehow, in our mind, we always think that it should be internet, it should be interactive. So if you give it through the satellite, it can't be interactive. It's not possible. But even that is possible. You can create programs through the remote. You can do quizzing and things like that. So today, I think we need to think out of the box in terms of thinking about content, which will take advantage of the present infrastructure available. Maybe 3 years down the line, 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line. Maybe when the infrastructure betters, this argument will not work. But if we